Alright, that's been a minute. Hello again. Today we're playing Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations. If you're watching this live or watching it archived, I hope you can stick around and enjoy the video. I can choose HD Chibi's characters. Let's go retro. Yeah. Go retro, and like maybe for episode for the second game we can do I wonder. I think that's Turnabout Visitor. In this game we play as Edgeworth doing his job as prosecutor while also following the footsteps of Phoenix, as he also does some detective work. March 14th. That's Pi Day. To make sure the defendant is found guilty. What other choice do I have? That's the job of the prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Oh, that doesn't look like that. That doesn't look like Edgeworth. Sorry. Maybe it wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Oh! I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will. There he is! It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office, and keeping it clean. Oh my god, I get to do voice Gumshoe again. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's this smell? It's a smelly smell, but it's very familiar. Blood. Oh no. What the? Oh no. I am remembering a traumatic experience from my childhood. What's the meaning of this? Freeze! Oh shit. This again. Identify yourself. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Oh! Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases, and some very frantic and busy days. Hell yeah. This is so awesome. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue investigation. Your Ace Attorney investigation. Yes, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being, and every other murder. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. And a dead guy. No one gets away with dragging mud to my office.
Whoa, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing.
This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Is it?
That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating.
Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched into the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? It's a really coincidence that the murder took place in my office. I got the nagging feeling that this is something important.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you?
No, not really. Especially because of this.
The key to your office?
For security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it.
What do you mean, sir?
If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you.
Oh, logic.
By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic.
So how do you use it?
First, I recall the information we've gathered with the left shoulder button, and then I connect them together with Y button. Now, to use the button and recall the facts. Crime scene. Office key. I've been playing a lot of Switch recently, so they gotta change it. Why do they never... The A and B buttons, the X and Y buttons, they gotta be the same across all controllers. This shit is driving me insane. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. If you're not gonna do it, at least have it be like, instead of telling me what button to press, telling me what position the button I'm supposed to press is in. Right? Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as a mere coincidence.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir.
There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after?
You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgewood. That's some beautiful logic, sir.
Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, it may stray far from the truth as well. Oh my god, you also got a health meter here. But if I think carefully before piecing these together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we?
Yes, sir. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir.
I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it.
Oh, if you ever feel lost on what attack, just use Y, okay? Are they...
It feels like they're passive-aggressively explaining how to play the game. Like, talking shit about me while I'm right there. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Shit. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? So, it will mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here.
I think I've seen one of these before.
Care to enlighten me as to where?
Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model. I think.
Detective...
I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous.
You're the salt of the earth, Gumshoe.
Now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it.
So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. Knocked over chest table. Let's examine the Oh, there's... They finished photographing the body, so should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What do we have here?
Hey, I think I've seen one of these before.
It's a police badge.
Oh, wait! I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinky-dink!
You're not a true lawyer or detective or prosecutor unless you bring up the existence of your badge at every opportunity. Can we see Edgeworth's badge? Probably not. Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Thinking. The killer's goal. I don't think I have enough information. I think there's more that I gotta piece together. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area.
It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir.
In other words, he was shot.
Yup. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that.
Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Clean through the body.
Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir?
Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all.
All right, if you say so.
I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. I want to re-examine a piece. I have to press RB to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea if I can have it check the facts off. Let's see what you got. Food from my profession, however, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. See, there's the passive aggressiveness. I mean, seriously, what idiot what clown would present his badge to everywhere? Am I right?
I don't believe it. I packed those files on these shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files wouldn't be able to withstand an earthquake at all.
A problem to be sure. An earthquake killed his dad. No, I'm serious. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. But there's writing on the wall. There's the blood writing. That's whatever.
Files are all over the floor, sir.
They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Signs of a struggle.
Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless.
I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room.
Well, I water the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I've come in and cleaned this place until it sparkled.
Does he have a life? Rude. Okay, Okay, I think that's all I could find. There.
Ouch, they even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up ready for when we got back. I figured we could play a few games.
I have no idea you're interested in chess.
I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try.
In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much.
Watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir.
Unforgivable. That killer is going to pay. This tea set.
Pikes, you're really mad over this.
This tea set is very dear to my heart and could only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. That's not saying a lot considering how many salary cuts he's gotten.
What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks.
Yeah, his paycheck's a fraction. An irrational fraction. Okay, let's try some logic. Why did this happen in my office? Victim was a detective. These are probably related, right? No, not exactly a shining example of the perfect blend of luck. Damage. Found at the crime scene, used by the... It's possible that this was the victim's gun. Yep. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives, could have belonged to a recently departed. Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time?
Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, Mr. Edwards, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster.
So it appears that there was somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Is the murder weapon. It was issued to the victim. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. Yes! 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 Interactive evidence! As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use the stick to rotate an object.
You can use this RS to rotate up. No such thing as a bad angle. Use LB and RB to zoom in and get at the nitty-gritty.
Hitting the gritty. Yes, rotate a gun in your mind. I can't look. Examine the horsey. The horsey! The horsey! Whatever. Looks like only one round was fired from this.
Wow, so the killer killed the victim just one shot after wrestling the gun from him. Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edwards?
We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to
Jim!
Ugh. Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh! Look at him! Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Well, he's dead.
Sure, just in a bloodstained suit, pal.
Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jock Portsman, prosecutor. Jock Portsman. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edwards, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir.
So you're Miles Edwards. I guess this is your office. Yes, that is correct.
Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay?
I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutors' office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner.
Yeah, Mr. Edwards has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Ha ha ha. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means.
So it was you then. You're Jim's killer.
Don't wait, pal. You got it all wrong.
Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great, genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room, after all. Thank you, we intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there. Sir. Dap me up, bro. I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. Oh, taking multiple angles. Like, oh, yeah. Really show the camera your sadness. Oh, yeah, you're devastated. Oh, yeah. Show the grief, the sorrow. Yes. I should probably give them some space. And yeah, that is what the prosecutor's badge looks like in Japan. Very flashy. I guess. Can I talk to this guy? Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Check that. I guess I'll check this. It's my Bratworth suit.
Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor?
It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round.
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well.
Well, the bullet actually missed the jacket, thank you.
They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster.
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here.
Huh? Like what?
I take it you haven't noticed yet, Detective. Oh, there's something behind there. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us.
Oh, really?
Contradictions are a lawyer's specialty. When I say contradiction, he must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Are you now? Well, I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way, which is finding contradictions. When the evidence before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, we have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. This bullet hole where the contradiction lies. I spot some less off, I should point my cursor and press Y with convection. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Oh! Urethra! This bullet hole is the contradiction.
What do you mean, sir?
It's elementary. Come on, Edgeworth, you fucking nerd. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame.
Hey, that's right.
However, this gun was only fired once.
Hey, that's true too.
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
By the way, I noticed something, sir.
Yes?
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Oh, that. It's a secret safe.
That's a secret safe? Oh, I smell money.
I'll spare us the trouble and just say, nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. It's my silver samurai collection.
Roger that. Achoo! Achoo! Oh, talk about dusty.
I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
I had no idea there was safe there. Well, I would have kept it clean for you, sir. So, when did you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence.
So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. I only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session.
That's it. Talk about swashing my hopes and dreams.
Secret safe. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. There's some kind of ash or dust on this. Now this is odd.
You found something, sir?
This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean?
Oh yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself.
You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Oh. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. Yeah, okay. I think I got this, so let's see. The kills goal. Definitely something to do with this. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other piece of information can tell me about this crime. Well, if he knew about the safe, then that means he's probably a prosecutor. Another handgun. Another handgun. A struggle. I might need... Let me just check to make sure for extra evidence. Could be something more. Okay. Don't bother looking for him. No! Okay, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. I'm gonna pretend that never happened. More blood over here. If there was a struggle, maybe there was a second gun, and for some reason... Oh. Nah. Let me cut game. Okay, let's just... Guess we'll check this shit. I got another batch of fresh flowers.
The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yep.
Speaking of that,
let's see what's on the card this month, sir.
I think there was a mention of, like, him getting flowers in, like, the first ever game. Like the extra episode, the one with, what was her name? Emma Sky. All will be resolved. When? Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns. Oh, okay, this is a different character.
What? Isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that's stuck?
That's enough, detective. You need not remind me of further. Oh, fuck, it's Wendy Oldbag. Fucking... Steel Samurai. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm.
Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show.
Oh, you have got to. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, Warrior of New Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai, and his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It is a show geared towards kids, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Wario Little Old Tokyo, and The Nickel Samurai, along with a deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show, gives it presence.
You sure know what? Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy?
No, I am a casual. Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. We live in a society, gumshoe, and that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation.
Oh, it's a trophy. The, Knight of Prosecutors, right?
King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. only send this to the winning
They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right?
Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That is why I am called Edgeworth.
That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime.
We're on the edge of my worth. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Ooh. Okay, I've gotten all I can do. It can't be that obvious. Okay, so... there is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. So the game's just fucking lying to me then. Okay. It's like, oh, this evidence shows that this happened. No way. Actually, it shows something else. What is this Dark Souls bullshit?
You mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library.
Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young?
Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth.
No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to the rightful place.
You got it. Here, let me help.
So this file goes here, and that goes there.
You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done.
It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here.
Ugh, the bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. Then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor's kinda grossing me out.
Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now.
But you know I'm no good with blood, sir.
I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. A lot of blood here for some reason. It appears that the victim was in a seated position here after being shot.
Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it.
That would be the logical conclusion. But then, what about this thing right here? So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim.
Oh, so this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh?
Where the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file slot indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred.
Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. The victim's handprints.
He must have tried to support himself with his hands there after being shot. No, I think he was shot while sitting down, or because like that. Otherwise, how would the bullet hole have been at the lower shelf?
There were prints on the floor too.
Those must have been made when unable to stay standing. He dropped to the floor. Killing with the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf.
The blood in this guy's pants proves that pretty well.
In a sense, I suppose.
See? I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgewood.
Yeah, right. Let's try to deduce. Is this spot somehow connected to any evidence I hold? Oh, no. Oh, I see. Okay, so let's see. So, bullet hole. Gun. Oh, fuck. I forgot. Okay. Oh, shit.
Eureka!
This is clearly where the contradiction lies.
I don't really see what's so wrong with that spot.
You don't understand. You see, therein lies the contradiction.
Mr. Ashwood, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit when you're wrong.
No. No, I failed. No, he's supposed to be cool. Whatever. Now, okay, so we gotta think about this. A contradiction. Let's look at the evidence. Bullet went through the victim's abdomen.
I put them all back, just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing.
Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip from my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. Is that an auto? Sitting position, but he was shot through the abdomen. Why would he be sitting down while he was shot? That's what I don't get.
Eureka!
There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir?
You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. That's what I'm saying. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir?
That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot.
Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir?
It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? The order of the files. That file was in the upper level. I believe the order of the files is a bit off.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir.
Oh?
Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1 and 2 and 3? That's really weird.
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
But the numbers are all out of order.
Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out.
Think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved?
They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why that wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first, before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in
numerical order, I guess.
Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim.
Why would someone shoot and kill a man and then look through the files one more time?
Puzzling indeed. Files were thrown into disarray twice. Once before and once after the crime. But why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Obviously I'm examining this. This is...
What is that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood?
I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, say something, sir.
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation?
Is this what the killer was really after? A missing file. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. I don't know about beloved. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning.
You got it.
Right. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do?
What I always do in court, I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this one. Technique.
Ooh, how do you do that? Can you explain to me, sir?
Well, do you know how... Have you ever played L.A. Noire? First, I listen to the witness's testimony. And if I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, that's all.
Well, it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in the testimony every time, right?
Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness. Sometimes by pressing I can draw new information and new or modified testimony.
I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations, too.
Very well, I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Portsman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gum from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshop. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find a flaw in this man's logic, and expose it with credible evidence. Rebuttal. And shot him dead. Why would he need to do that if he already has a gun?
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. One more thing. Oh, what is it? Why do you call the victim Jim? And clearly his name is Buddy Faith. Isn't it obvious? Jim's the perfect name for my companion. Jock and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? I prefer peanut butter and marshmallow fluff.
But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name.
Well, Jock and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys that decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. A pet. A pet? A pet. Mark, this is good news. You'll live for 30 years.
This is insane!
You had messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead.
Hold it!
Do you really think it was necessary to shovel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, but maybe his real intent was theft.
Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth?
The only thing I steal from him is his time and patience. It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle.
How do you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal? Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but...
Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? That's what when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway, thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covered in quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something.
Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal.
There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point.
Well, why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup for the game finishing spike. Let's see, evidence. Was stolen by the culprit. Committed theft instead, moved his body. By his final words. Okay, I think the bloody letters. He would have had to notice the bloody letters because of the You had messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. This accusation of his requires the assumption that Gumshoe saw the files and then made it look like theft, or like he took one of the files. He would have had to have seen the writing if he took the files.
Objection!
Yay. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there's a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. I do think we should say objection in everyday life. That's what Phoenix does. You know, he says objection, and when he gives someone something, he says, take that. We gotta do that in everyday life. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf were all about a certain case. The killer went to take the file after murdering your partner. I highly doubt they couldn't miss the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder.
I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. Missing letters in the detective's name, where the file should be, is proof.
Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H.
If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood.
Yeah. Which means, what is it? What does that make this dying message?
It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have him under arrest in no time.
Well, Mr. Portsman. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes.
I'm glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive.
Ah, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however.
Well, what is it this time? Are you still after me, pal?
Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office?
That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal.
Oh, fuck. Aw. Oh! That's absolutely right. And I acknowledge your innocence. God, I was totally expecting to just have a loop of him just like taking off the jacket, putting it on, taking it off, and there's just over and over. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Oh, here it comes. Oh! Well, I was thinking. Did you know that there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there.
Yes, sir. What is it, sir?
Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? Lady. Oh, lady. The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness.
Security? Did you say security? Wait, security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal, don't!
What's wrong with him all of a sudden? What embarrassing shit were you doing? I believe she needs no introduction. I've called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Oh, I remember her.
Oh, Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie.
And Miss Bird is the security guard on watch today. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. Oh, so now you're framing her. For the third time. She's been framed for murder twice, right? First it was like murdering her boyfriend, I think. Then she was framed for murdering some guy who works for like a computer programmer company or whatever. And that was the one with the trial with the fake Phoenix, right? And the cardboard badge. So like, but of course nothing can beat Maya's record of being framed for murder. It was like, what? I do hope she gets framed. I am totally expecting her to get framed for murder again in spirit of justice. If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird.
How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie is the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right. I did it.
Can't we take that as a confession, Detective?
Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right?
Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason. What's your gain, man? What are you gaining from this? It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Oh, fucking hell, dude. So this is how it feels to be Phoenix. I mean, So this is how Wright feels. So you're saying she used the master key? Every office door, its use is controlled by security staff. Incredibly incriminating evidence when you say... Why is he in the goddamn Praise the Sun pose from Dark Souls? Bro thinks he's Solaire. That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Mr. Bird who would have used the Master Key. If this guy was a prosecutor in Ace Attorney proper, his gimmick would be that he'd, like, have a tennis ball and a racket, and he'd, like, serve the ball and hit Phoenix in the face. You know? That would be his thing. Phoenix, he got so much abuse in all these games. And, like, no one cares. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. That takes a lot of assumptions. Come on.
Hold it!
That is so conjecture. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the Master Key? Yeah, there's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the Master Key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated.
What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal.
But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Ask for more details. This is technically an interrogation, right? Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of facts. Not literally, of course. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the Master Key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security room, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Miss Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony. Don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the Master Key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. A likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Yeah, pal. Trust me, you don't want to test just how bad our luck is.
Rude, but not inaccurate. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth.
But, you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It's as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Oh my god, that was just the first one. This is thievery. If Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear that the Great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe, hey, good thinking asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? Open the door. Then it leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the Master Key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know, I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out gumshoe? I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name was proof enough that the two knew each other well.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence.
I'm thinking. I would love to, but first we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. And press him for more information, so I still gotta press him on something. Unless...
Hold it!
Maybe I press him again and this time choose the other option. Oh, it just does it again.
Objection!
And I can't even skip it. Oh, I might as well examine it. I've missed it. It's been so long since I got to examine evidence that I'm not used to doing it anymore. The master key to every office in the building. Damn it, there's nothing remarkable about this. Stolen from the security office. It can't be that simple, can it? It can't be that easy.
Objection!
Of course not. There's a large flaw in your logic. These nuts. He would say these nuts. He would say it. Edgeworth, he would say that like that. He'd pronounce the whole thing. And like, the baby. 50 Cent. The baby. Fever. Wait! Oh! From the wipe down safe. But she wouldn't know about the safe.
Objection!
Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it on accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted.
Yeah, you and I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either.
And are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? You have a different suspect in mind now.
Curses! Why? What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault.
What do you mean?
It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes.
What did you just say?
We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins.
That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes.
Then that means...
Yeah, I know. I only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. How did you think that the victim was the thief? And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you, Miss Maggie Bird?
Excuse me?
I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even if your risky profession.
What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder?
Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir.
Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office.
Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. How's he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out?
You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office.
But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects of varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show.
Listen, pal. How many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit.
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But, sir...
We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? Aw, man. I was really hoping for some... March 14th, still March 14th.
What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable.
Please maintain your professionalism, detective.
I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir.
But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir.
True. So then what now?
Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway.
Really, sir?
For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against this bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mysteries surrounding my door. Hashtag my door. A basketball.
Edgeworth ballin'? Edgeworth fucking ballin'?
What is a basketball doing?
Well, that's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis.
And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Then why is... What is a basketball hoop doing here?
Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago?
So why was it moved indoors?
I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently.
Drag it?
I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself.
All the way up to the 12th floor? Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 145 pounds. I mean, 54 pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice. A word of advice. Stay focused when you start to lose even more weight. Can't put that. Hello, asshole. It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murderer within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. You must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. Oh, gracious, I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? Fucking snubbed. Fucking snubbed it. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. It's...
Isn't that the missing O series file, sir?
No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind.
So what are these 0 files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh?
Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine.
Oh?
They belong to the high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's say I was charged with keeping them as what they were.
Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right?
It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago were missing.
That doesn't really narrow it. I wonder why anyone would care so much about an old case.
Well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent.
Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know.
You would sleep even out here, detective, in a hallway.
Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stage. Other dogs ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful?
Maybe I should give it a try sometime. To envision myself winning naturally. Or to envision myself... What? Now keep it as is. That's where I came from. This office.
Level 3 to... Hey Maggie, whose room is this again?
It's Mr. Portsmouth, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas. Oh. Okay. Oh, but you know what? Oh, I can't do the fucking... Whatever. Let's see if I can logic something. Files in disarray. Oh. Well, then why isn't the second... What's that? Why isn't this part in evidence? Oh. Oh, fuck. What else am I missing? Ah. No signs of forced entry, and according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob?
Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think.
Whoever the thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office.
Whoops. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir.
They have to be able to take the plate off when the room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... A minimalistic, classy door made of top-quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force.
It's almost majestic, sir. I wish it could be as stately as this door.
Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you love to your full potential, that's a point in a trait that anyone can admire.
Oh, I see. So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone?
Sure. Right.
That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir.
Nice paneling. Oh, there's still more? Check that. The floor. I bet the thief's not under here.
I guess there isn't enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could get themselves a fit, I'd be really impressed.
Sounds to me like somebody has already tried at least once before. There's only so many things you can do to entertain yourself while you're in here. Okay, let me think. Let's check. It's still these two things. I don't see how these would be connected, so I'm not gonna waste precious resources. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with why. Okay, so when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. I'm sure that between those 2 times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Missing from 1 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? Ah, it's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, sir. Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit I was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key. Used the master key. What did you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. That's cute. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah! What is it? That's right! I just remembered! The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly! It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so we came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to me. No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see.
And then, what happened after that?
Well, he called me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. Some summary for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor. You used the master key twice tonight.
Talk about suspicious.
I doubt you can say that you've never left guard keys at home, detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. I won't rest until I've got it. First, we're inspecting the keyhole, obviously. The door is locked.
I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
This is the office of a highly prosecutor, detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them.
So I guess only a great cat burglar could get it. That must be who our culprit is.
Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office. Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd.
Yep, that's gotta be. I can't think of another reason why.
I can think of at least 3. I'm wasting time thinking about this. Hinges. When was that classy dorm at the top right? Oh my god, I gotta sit through this shit again.
Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified, just because he works behind what it means.
A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works.
Well, it still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne.
Well, that's like saying you're taller than a dwarf. I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. I can examine the hoop.
It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop.
I can't believe you put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office.
Well, you know, it's actually pretty useful stuff. I haven't gotten lost trying to get you to the office since it's been here.
How long have I had the same office and yet you still managed to get lost? Well, that's everything. Are we certain? I never found anything. I mean, we know that he wanted to get, he wanted Edward's office. That was something. Maybe I can... What am I missing? Examined every part of this area. Can I ask? Let's ask about the victim. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir.
Well, that sounds like fun. Those ones that I love to play with them.
That sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was passing the ball, sir.
Oh, except I don't think I'd fit in at all
that well with it. Stick to golf. You can keep the ball to yourself. There's no Space Jam, I tell you what. The Master Key twice. Well, I did that thorough examination. Basketball. Maybe there's some new logic. Master key was stolen, missing from approximately 1 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. And this was used to unlock and lock Mr. Portsman's office at 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. It went missing at 1 a.m. and it was used at 1:30 a.m. Might have been used on his office door while it was missing. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal! I mean, sir. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Rushworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about that. Thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So, in actuality, you never did relock the door then. Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. It was not locked. Interesting. Well, let's go in. Oh, man. Oh, wait, I can deduce something. I can deduce something. Is this spot somehow connected to the evidence? It was not locked. Master key was stolen.
Eureka!
There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Oh, you see, I thought I noticed it because, like, in the picture of her trying to, like, of her pretending to lock the door, the keyhole was, like, horizontal, but here it's vertical.
Huh? You know, you're right.
Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door?
I am certain of it, sir.
And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't.
Which means what, sir?
It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one.
She opened a different door, but how can you prove that?
Here's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Prints on the master key, prints on the doorknob, prints on the number plate. Maybe he actually does have the key, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one, but a different one. I'm guessing the number plate. The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Damn it, it fucked up. Just gonna pretend it didn't do that. But the prints were wiped clean. Hold on. No, wait, the prints on my door were wiped clean. Let's look at the prints on the doorknob. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything.
Hey, you pal, do us a favor and see what you can live from this, okay? So, what do you find out?
There's no need for such deliberate nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So, only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive.
Oh, I'm lost, sir.
Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose prints should also be on this doorknob? Maggie's.
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent?
You mean...
Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened, and it could not have been this one, but a different one. What have we here? So now you notice it. You fuck. Gamers never look up, Edgeworth never looks down. I'm only doing this because it's oh, wait a minute. Wait. I don't care about this shit. Evidence! What's this?
What are you looking at, sir? Oh, wait, how about a game?
That's okay. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off.
Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk.
The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. And, this thing. What is this?
Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it.
I bought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're right. Guess I'll catch up to you later. But, looks like a note from the victim.
Yeah, and it's from Mr. Portsman.
Note left by victim. Organizer. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely.
Oh, how so, sir?
In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little check with the real culprit of this case.
You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth.
As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman.
What?
Mr. Portsman?
I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me, too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir.
That is anything but logical. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letters, sir. All right. Let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Damn, son! Lakers need you. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Whoa! Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe.
End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now.
Call off your dog, Mr. Wedgeworth. I love it when people and characters say that. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jock Portman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was a Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you have yet to prove anything. Here it comes. I think this might be the end of episode 1. Mr. Portsman's above. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Now I can finally use my... Now we get to see Edgeworth's prosecutor skills firsthand. Oh, I'm sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on. With evidence. And the best part is, we're not in a courtroom, so, like, we don't have to worry about any kangaroo court shenanigans. Anything goes. We're playing by street rules. A mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit.
Hold it!
Oh, and what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had a motive for killing him. And that's it. That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means? Yeah, that's not even conjecture. That's hardly even conjecture. It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Besides, how, may I ask, you suppose I unlocked your door and got in here? Oh, easy. The fucking key.
Objection!
I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Maggie.
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know. Oh, he switched the door plates so he asked Maggie to open this door, open Edgeworth's door, but Maggie thought she was opening Portsman's door. Oh, but the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? Oh. What? You have quite the imagination. Why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. Exactly. See? Miss Bird backs up my story. That's what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Really? Misled is spelt with an A? Nah, that can't be right. And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? The number plates. No, wait. Hold on. Let me examine it. 3 pieces of evidence. The basketball!
Take that!
Because it was moved! What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite a peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. It wouldn't be enough to switch the door plates. You'd have to, like, make it physically look like his room, his office. That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure as innocent as my jacket. And this bird is dirty as guilty as the jacket she wears. Hey, my jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. No, you don't. You don't, because... this.
Objection!
That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ah! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? Oh, lying coldly! You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
Objection!
That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No! No! This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. This one, nah, it's gotta be up. Prince. Is it this one? Because, oh right, there's no prints on your office.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What did they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ha! Further, all the prints on my office's doorknob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time to give up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from the room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune in return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office.
And just what's so funny, pal?
Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this officer's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edwards just explained it all and even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. And fortunately it is. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the doorknob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only gems and my own fingerprints would be on there.
You made that up now, just now, didn't you?
Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, we could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now that's just a flat-out lie. God damn it, this is a bad time for me to get hiccups. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can you? Damn it. Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Portsmouth makes a good point. Can't prove he didn't simply overlook it. Are you sure you're not a defense attorney? Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. Yeah, because that's not suspicious. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. This is it, final one. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe.
Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Bortzman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m.
You see? All the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere.
Hold it!
You are correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Probably uses like a antique pocket watch. Ooh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. Like we talked about on the phone. That could be it. Let me just think. But just to be safe, I'll press him on that.
Hold it!
It is as you say. However, you're the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? You're mocking me, aren't you? Oh, no, I would never. Edgeworth, look! An outdated autopsy report! Where? Bah! Oh, well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. But at that time, I was down in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit. Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right?
Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time.
See, I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face?
Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. Crazy train. You there. Sir, please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle.
Maggie!
Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. Finally had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? The intruder I met could not have been Portsman. So then who was it? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. There was another handgun. Ah. I still don't know how this fits in, but... So that means there were two people involved. Ah, just like in all the Scream movies. There was always two ghost faces. There were two bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only showed signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Well, these are the only two pieces of information I can put together. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were appended twice. Oh, we know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of two different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit. Who was the owner of the second gun? If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back...
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth!
Sir, what are you saying?
This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case.
What do you mean?
The person I ran into was just your average thief.
A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts?
No, I think it just raises more questions. Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, two culprits stole into my office tonight.
What do you mean, two?
It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice, and how there were two guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time.
So then this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right?
Correct. Then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith?
But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir?
He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess.
Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was us, so he came into this office to check it out.
Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman. Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him. And then... It's always the great detectives that are being killed in this series, right? First it was like Buck Goodman, whatever the fuck, from the extra case in the first game. Then it was, and then it's revealed that the real, Bobby Fulbright was dead for years. He killed him and silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my finals. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left a fake dying message behind.
You're such a complimented troublemaker, you know that?
Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated.
There was another visitor, sir.
Yes, and this other first detective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize.
The stolen zero file, right, sir?
Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter.
So the shells get messed up twice, and the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times.
Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran to the other person is now irrelevant. Because you now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What's so funny, pal?
Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything.
Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth, after all.
But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor.
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir.
But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point.
Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must.
You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just some plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. This has to be it, right? Yep. Blind Coley, or whatever. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I have already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course. Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. That thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room.
Hold it!
But according to Mr. Faith's note... Hold on, I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't he say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? Do you have proof that he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered? I don't have any, no. See, so I insist again that I was in my office the entire time. Jim came to deliver some evidence down at Criminal Affairs. Do I have anything that contradicts this? Or should I press? Three pieces of evidence on the phone. Signs that it was moved.
Hold it!
Oh. I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope, but I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions. Oh, then let's see you deduce. Jim waited for me to leave, and then stole the master key. For the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed, and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I had laid out earlier. I know he's lying. No one was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. That thief you ran into should be really a suspect. After repeating this,
Hold it!
actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Faith's killer clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them.
You mean the zero files, right?
That's how we also know the letters themselves were a setup, and not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves?
Or maybe the killer just didn't think of that either.
Guess that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby.
Hold it!
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh? You talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. Ah, it's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything, after all. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was trying down to that.
Hold it!
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? Ah, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? And they were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Wait a minute. But the letter says that he brought 3 pieces of evidence.
Objection!
Only 2 pieces? The 2 The 2 pieces real! I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from you. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully. Ah! It says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe they get tripped up by simple arithmetic! Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Oh. What? Don't come any closer! I'm warning you! This is all part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me. No!
Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir.
And despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide.
Well, why would he hide something like that?
There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. Explore the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. KG8 incident. KG8 incident.
That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case?
Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give the case a thorough once over. Blood.
Ah, that's blood, isn't it?
Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh.
You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood?
No! You got it all wrong! No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. No. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video.
Yeah, it's totally suspicious.
Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that! Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints. Ah! If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No! Impossible! Seriously? Seriously? They left the gun? Well, I mean, I guess there is still the... You know, it is still evidence, you know, you can't just... They didn't even put any tape to show where the body was. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good.
And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back, and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on them. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Redsworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Oh, it was nothing, really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean, I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. Only a murder. Yeah, I think that sums up this series very well. It's just murder. If it had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a godly misfortune to just an unlucky person. Jesus. Something tells me you should have hired a different person for security detail. Do you need a hug, Maggie?
You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor.
And why would you say he was corrupt? I mean, he killed a guy.
Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir.
Forged evidence, huh?
And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons.
Oh my god, he's a fucking pigeon stool. No, but that's not the... He's like... not prosecuting cases. Yeah, that's definitely fucking... bribery. He's accepting bribes. That guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. He never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office.
Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up.
Although, we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something.
This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes.
Oh? Well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly leads credence to that rumor. It's probably the Yakuza or some shit like that. The American Yakuza of Japanifornia. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this.
Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy?
He's just a patsy. I didn't say that, but rather there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence. Oh, so I only get one shot. Oh yeah, why would he want to steal this?
Take that!
A person who stole this file, the other villain of the night.
Yeah, I wonder who it was.
What happened to the stolen pages? Find my pages. I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Yes. I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card.
What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there?
It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. And even you should know what this is, detective.
Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about.
Mask to mask? I thought we, Yes, it is the mark of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Okay, now it's a different American thief. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end. A modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Now, we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic call and Carter announcement is set forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with its single call. Although it has been a while since the Yatagrasu's last appearance.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back.
Right, let me see.
It's the location where the thief put the stolen files.
So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few key words are popping up in this mystery. Murder in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Oh, we get another flashback episode next time, right? I bet we are. Okay, so, I think that's a good time to wrap up. You know, it's a very... You know, I don't want to stream too long. So yeah, definitely looking forward to playing more of this game. But like I said last time, I am doing a rotation, so next time I stream it will be Dragon Quest, probably. Thanks for watching if you did watch, and I'll see you all around.